Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. So, welcome everybody to the holy place of Maritika. And even though all you're seeing is my room, but we are in the physical location of Maritika. And this holy place was blessed long time ago by the lords of the three Buddha types, Manjushri, Chenrezig, and Vajrapani. So it's said that any practice that is done here with any of these deities is 100 times more powerful. Then on top of that, since Rinpoche achieved the state of immortal siddhi here, practicing with the support Princess Mandarava, since Guru Rinpoche practiced here, then practicing here for 7 days is like practicing 7 years anywhere else. Now on top of that, this is the place, the source of all the long life siddhis. Then all the long life practices are still termas in the cave, and still great masters, recent masters, like the two great totems and Namkha Nobu Rinpoche. Termas are still here. Spontaneous verses have been composed by the great masters. Then on top of that, the great masters themselves have often said that words, there are not even the words to express the qualities of this place. Not even the words to express the qualities of this place. And even His Holiness Dalai Lama has said that merely coming to this place to accumulate such great merit, purify so much, and you will definitely be guided by Guru Rinpoche to the state of enlightenment. So here at this time, we're doing these practices in my Sangha. Namjong, who many of you know, is a really committed, excellent teacher who's done in-depth study and still doing in-depth study. Venerable Soksang, who was a very sincere practitioner, along with Venerable Tenzin, both very sincere practitioners, who wanted to stay longer in Nepal. Now, they're not wasting time, they're not wasting a moment, they're really committed to using this time. We also have Venerable Tenda, who takes care of all the IMI Sangha, also another someone who's been ordained many years, 18 years at Nalanda, takes care of all the IMI Sangha, another very devoted student. He's doing a personal retreat next door, but he'll join us for Longchapa. And then Venerable Tenzin Gache, who is in the Geshe stream, also in Sarajay Monastery. And he's further up the mountain in isolated retreat, living in very ascetic conditions and reluctant to come down at all. He's very happy up there doing his isolated retreat and 6 hours a day memorizing. So that's just a little bit of introduction. And what I've explained to you is what I myself have heard from Manatika Rinpoche, who is the designated throne holder right now at Maratika. His wife is Maratika Gotrab, the mother of Choe Rinpoche's incarnation. And he is Vajrapani out the window. On the top is Garuda, and to the side is Chenrezig. We can see the cave very clearly. So many holy beings have practiced, and not just centuries, but for a long time. So thank you. I'm sorry for taking up some of your time, but today is the 10th day of the month when Guru Rinpoche is said to come and particularly be very present and physical with us. And since all our gurus have recommended these various practices with Chenrezig, Tara, and Guru Rinpoche, and we're fortunate to have Venerable Namjong here leading us all so clearly. And I hope you'll join us not just today, but in the future as well. We're committed to doing this. Thank you.
Great. So thank you very much, Venerable Sarah, who has taken care of us to the various caves around, was an excellent tour guide, and well, actually, was very, how do you say, convincing for us to come here. And so I'm personally very glad to have followed her urging to come here. And yeah, so thank you very much.
Yeah, please
and also
everybody come receive the blessing.
And also thank you to all of you around the world. I've received many messages from people all over the world, and what we're doing here is growing day by day. And thanks to all of you to tune in this very difficult time in the world. So as our gurus are urging us to use this time to reinvigorate our commitment to practice, to accumulate merit and purify negativities, not just for our own well-being, but for the happiness and well-being of all the sentient beings, especially in this world. I feel that what we're doing here together, even this virtual group, has a lot of power. And in the usual way, so please adjust your motivation again. So just like, I don't know if you've ever been part of a long life initiation, but prior to the long life initiation, the Lamas are always saying that although it's called a long life initiation, and though we're calling these practices to avert the COVID-19, actually to have that alone as the motivation is not sufficient. Because even if we have a long life, or even if we, don't get sick, or if we are sick, get recovered, well, as long as we're in samsara, then we're bound to experience one kind of suffering experience or another. So not just merely having a long life, but to have a long life in order that we can continue our practice of Dharma along the path to both liberation, but even liberation for ourselves, to be free of the oceans of samsaric suffering also isn't enough, because there are countless sentient beings who have been our mother countless times, who have taken care of us, showered us in kindness. And so for us to just attain some kind of happiness for ourselves alone, that's also insufficient. But rather, we set ourselves to a higher goal, that to achieve complete enlightenment for the benefit of all sentient beings, vast is the vastness of space, seeing that only when we attain the highest state of enlightenment will we have the skills, knowledge, ability to liberate sentient beings and guide them to the state of enlightenment. And so, since the attainment of full enlightenment is our goal, we need to accumulate the causes to achieve that goal and purify and get rid of the obstacles and obscurations that prevent us from achieving that goal. And therefore, we're going to engage in these practices here today. Okay? So with that in mind, first we visualize our guru in the aspect of Shakyamuni Buddha in the space in front of us, and recalling the qualities of the Buddha and aspiring to develop those qualities within our own mental continuum. Then we engage in this practice. Vajra Chompayam Tapa Supe Sangye Ripada Shasu Lempa Dewa Sheba Jiten Kepa Kepo Dure Kalorio Lama Mepa Lada Minangir Tumpa Sangye Jompe Dewa Shakya Tupa Lacha Selo Chudo Yasuji Lama Tumba Chomden de Deshin Shabandra Chomba Yandaba Zobe Sangye Ripada Shasu Dumba Dewa Shimba Chiden Kemba Kibu Due Kalo Yuvala Name Pala Dami Namge Tumba Sangye Chomden de Bogyo Shakyo Tumba La Chanselo Chodo Gyotsu Lama Tumba Chomden de Deshin Shabandra Chomba Yandaba Zobe Sangye Ripada Shasu Dumba Dewa Shimba Chiden Kemba Kibu Due Kalo Yuvala Name Pala Dami Namge Tumba Sangye Shakya Tupala Chatselo Chodok Yapsuchi Kanse Kame So Kyodamse Sajin Dila Gomba Dumbone Gane Jiden Dina Jojesu Dese Yaba Yola Chatselo Nanda Gunga Chodu Suzawa Yeshe Gatso Genge Lumbodra Daba Jiten Sumala Mewa Gumbo Jenye Yola Chatselo Zenjo Demba Dume Daweja Zedo Dawa Yola Chatselo Sinde Gima Zima Sumaji Nyame Genjing Yola Chatselo Gumbo Tujen Dempa Suna Yudeng Yatsoji Deshin Sela Chatselo Dapi Tuchadra Wagyu Gilling Gonzalen Dorje Chide Damdan Chugyopa Shigyo Chula Chatselo Dune Doe Lang Yamdu Lapada Lara Dune Chige Damba Yamdende Gendun Layan Chatselo Depachi Yami Jajing Gewa Bunzum Supachi Rangi Semni Yosudu Dine Sangye Tempai. So this stanza is from the Dhammapada. It contains the entire quintessence of the whole Buddha Dharma. Do not commit any unwholesome actions. Engage in perfect wholesome actions. Subdue your mind thoroughly. This is the teaching of the Buddha. Next from the Vajra Sutra. A star, a defective view, a butter lamp flame, an illusion, a dewdrop, a water bubble, a dream, lightning, a cloud. See all causative phenomena like this. So now let's meditate. Om Karma Rare Gyuma Silva Chunda. Milam Lona Trinambu. Dorje, Che Through these merits may sentient beings attain the rank of all-seeing, subdue the foe of faults, and be delivered from samsara's ocean, perturbed by the waves of aging, sickness, and death. Next, praises to 21 Taras. From your sublime abode at the Patala, O Tara, born from the green letter Tam, your crown adorned with Amitabha, action mother of the Buddhas of the three times, Tara, please come with your attendants. The gods and demigods bow to your lotus feet, O Tara. You who rescue all who are destitute. To you, Mother Tara, I pay homage. Om Jetsun Ma Pama Jomala Chai Selo Jasa Joma Yama Pama Jenny Gajala Drama Jita Singa Jigga Shagya Kasa Jawa Yama Joma Jasa Dinga Dawa Kunto Lawa Kenya Sabashama Kama Tola Salananga Radishira Parma Jasa Singa Jigga Brahma Janya Nambagya Jeba Zamba Jamba Shiva Zopa Sanda Joyone Ma Jasa Desha Shiva Zodo Diana Bhagava Shama Malipana Jima Tobe Gava Sri Shinatama Jasa Tutara Holyanya Dojana Nagama Jidana Bhajanginanda Lupame Bhagavana Jasa Yama Jala Sava Lala Vanishama Jumbarala Nizananda Nijasari Ganandama Jasa Jaja Bhagavanya Paradukana Joma Yoga Yoga Shanananda Prabhama Jasa Durisha Bhajambo Digi Bhavana Bhajoma Yuga Shana Danza Davatam Jambala Soma Jasa Rosa Jaga Sarmadrakana Bhagyama Malashagi Kolakyam Rangi Sara Joma Jasa Radha Gavaji Lagavana Dhamma Jabara Tutaraya Dadaja Gavansama Jasa Sasha Swanam Tanika Vandamanima Kanaya Yigivanya Pamata Janama Joma Jasa Loyan Gambata Jishina Dharma Ragatana Vamele Tamashina Rasama Jasa Gavana Vamela Maratana Nema Yagi Yugi Guru Goga Gai Vanima Joma Jasa Sanjangala Jagya Dilu Julu Sanoma Jani Yuri Wanga Rivada Vanamagya Jasa Damagya Mashima Nyahinda Yojanima Sohanda Yada Dembe Dipashama Jamanima Jasa Guna Garangave Dayana Nina Magyama Yigi Vugana Kabe Ripamala Jamanima Jasa Durisha Dembe Bongina Basabanima Viramandara Dambija Jasa Savayoanima Jasa Laisa Nambe Rinadana Valanama Darani Viriyaga Dunamanu Vanisama Jasa Laisa Gyalpo Ladamir Yena Guna Gaja Gaja Sulamilangam Baselma Jasa Nimanda Yembe Chani Pola Selma Harani Rutudaraya Shindura Panyama Selma Jasa Denisana Kabe Shiva Dudayana Dema Dunamala Niti Sodan Chabatore Rajanima Sawangani Gavadida Jasa Wani Nisu Sanchi On Jetsuma Pamadumala Chaselo Chasadrumanyama Pama Changinga Jelada Drama Jigasuga Jigishaga Gasajavalanya Joma Chasadanga Dawa Kundu Gavaganya Sarashama Kamadala Savanam Giranda Juvarabama Chasarangiga Bemajani Namagyama Jupasata Kanda Shiva Supasanta Joniyama Chasanda Shishiva Sondo Dayana Bhagava Chuma Malaparo Chuma Tobe Gavasiri Shanadama Chasadu Tara Hunyega Tadanchana Namagama Chitandama Shaginanda Lapame Bhagavata
Sangye Jetsun Zopa, Lama Zopa Chuma, Chimbora Zananda, Nama, Jetsun Bengi, Parado Chuma, Yagi Jananda, Mabaka Pashindu Barma, Jetsun Dorje Bachamba, Nagi Pavana Choma, Chiki Shani Dance, Rawata Malu Soma, Jetsun Jetsun Chagya, Survanda Namagyam. Malachaki Kolagam, Berangil Yazadroma, Chazara Durgavajima, Oginavamama, Shabbat Sudaraya, Ganamjitavandasama, Chazasaka Swana, Tashikumanima, Jodia, Yavanga, Papatajamadrama, Chazadanduvoya, Gamadajasandavama, Regadana, Pamela, Tapashindora Zema, Chazakavadama Meta, Parayavana. Yagi Yagi Dai Poni Manjoma, Chasa Sashimala Chage, taking the Joseph Kuma, Gihonga, Panabanamayama, Chazadamayamashima, Nandashivanima, Sohalayana, the Bajamajamanima, Chasakudaguragave, Dialanamamagama, Yagishabakaguragari, Pahona Dumanima, Chasadarashanidame, Hoginamazamanima, Niramandara Bilja, Janasalavanima, Chasalazanambe, Ninadanama, Tarani. Chasalai Sanagama, Lanamianjadama, Kuningajagaja, Zonamilama Sama, Chasanumadawaja, Benchanibalara Sama, Harani Uttadaraya, Shidulamarima Sama, Chasadari Sarangaba, Shivayala Dhamma, Dadarala Sona, Chubaduri Chasanima, Savarangirvadi, Chasavani Sachi, Pamadamala Chatsalo, Chasamanyama Pamo, Chakingajana Drama, Chatasangajaya, Gazajavara Joma, Chatasangajava Kundu, Gavagini Pimashama, Kamatavazavadanga, Ranachavara Mama, Chaso Chavagagi, Pimachanina Magyama, Chapasavara Shiva, Sapasana Ma, Chasadasha Zodo, Jayana Magyavachuma, Malavarashima. Tobe, Yavasarishulatama, Chasatudara, Yaga, Donachatana Magama, Chitapashabinanda, Lapamir Bakamanama, Chasanga Samba, Lama Shoma, Chimbara, Nazana, Najansuliganda, Chasatana Benabeg, Parada Bagabajoma, Yaganda, Mabana Bajama, Chasatana Bajambo, Dugibana Bajoma, Chingitana Danza, Tower Tangsamalasova, Chasatana Chagi, Samadagana Magyama, Malajaki Koragambe, Rangyo Roma, Chasarado Gavaji, Mugi, Belma, Shibashudaraya, Donanjana, Chasasona, Tachikamani, Jonia, Honga, Pomadajamana Droma, Chasatawenda Boyam, Gamadajisubama. Lamela, Napashitora Sama, Chasagameta, Paradeva, Yakin Gorge, Diamond Namajoma, Jasara Jagi, the Given Noma, Drilling Jersey, Horga, Repanamanamayama, Chasanamagama Shema, Nine Junima, Soda Yanadebe, the Pachamanima, Chasagameta, Diamond Yakin Shabbat. Bahona Domani, Majas and Dorishan, Hongan, Ramadana, the church, the Salavani, Majas, Alliance, Oinambe, Nama, Tarani, the Namalan, Salma, Chazalais, and Gilbert, Lamia, Dama, Negajigo, Jigas, and the Milan, Salma, Chazanimana, Gilbert, Chanipola, Salma, Harani, Dodara, she did not put him a Salma, Chazadini, or Kobe, she went in a Lama, Tadarala, Zona, Jamadura, Chanima, Saving the Dina, Chasawani, Society.
So the next page, the Tara mantra recitation. I prostrate to Mother Tara, who liberates beings from samsara with Tare, liberates from the 8 fears with Tutare, and liberates from illnesses with Ture. Om Tare Tutare Ture Soha, Om Tare Tutare Ture Soha, Om Tare. And so now, as we do the mantra recitation, please try to visualize to the best of your ability also. So think that your guru in the aspect of Arya Tara is in the space in front, huge like a snow mountain. At the guru Arya Tara's heart, there is a lotus and moon disk, on top of which is the syllable Tam, surrounded by the 10-syllable mantra Om Tare Tutare Ture Soha. As we recite the mantra, light rays radiate out in the 10 directions, purifying all sentient beings from all of their sickness, all of their negative karma, all of their mental afflictions, all of their obscurations, both to liberation and enlightenment, and also gives them everything they need, all the required. Then by the end of our mantra recitation, all sentient beings are completely purified and attain the state of enlightenment in the aspect of Aryatara. Om Tare Tu Tare Tu Re So. So then just rest in that awareness that now all sentient beings are completely enlightened in the aspect of Aryatara, and rejoice. Okay, so next, the 7-line prayer to Guru Rinpoche. As Venerable Sarah mentioned, today is the 10th day of the Tibetan calendar, Guru Rinpoche Day, and he made a commitment to us that anyone with faith who calls upon him, especially on this day, on the 10th, he would actually come there to grant realizations, blessings, and to pacify obstacles. So have no doubt in your mind, and then recalling that actually there is no Guru Rinpoche apart from our own holy spiritual friend. Then recalling the kindness and qualities of the Guru, inseparable from Guru Padmasambhava. From the depths of your heart, make these supplications, letting your mind be filled with devotion. Kodo kando mambon ko kiki jesu da drugi chingi labje sheksu so gu yasin chogi mendo ne brahma june sheksu da kodo kando mamba side Wagyu yugu ngajasa mema kesa jogola Yasin chogi ngajune pema june shisuga Kodo kando mambo ko gigi jesu da jogi Jingi lacho shiksu so guru pema side Ogyo yogyo najo sambema gyasa dombola Yasin chogyo ngado nye Pema jungye shesoja Kodo kando manbo ko Kegi jeso da jogi Jingi so so guru pema sideo Ogyo yogyo no jaza Bema kesa dombola Yasin chogyo ngajone Bema june shusoda Kodo kando mambo ko Kiki jesu da jogi Jingi laje shensu so Guru Bema sideo Ogyo yogyo no jasa Bema kesa dombola Yasin chogi ngajone Bema june shusoja Kodo kando mambo ko Kiki jesu da jogi Jingi laje shensu so Guru Bema sideo. Next, the prayer in 6 Vajra lines, page 21. O Dusun Sangye Guru Rinpoche Vajra Kunda Dewa Chenpo Shao Vajra Kunsel Dudu Drato Sel Soa Deso Chingi Lapto Chinan Sale Vajra Shiva Dan Sampa Lingi Drupa Jingi Dusun Sangye Guru Rinpoche Vajra Kunda Dewa Chenpo Shao
Vajra Kunsel Dudu Drapo Sel So Deso Jingye Lando So Jinan Sangye Barshe Shivata Samba Lingye Drupa Jingye Dusan Sangye Guru Rinpoche Vajra Kunda Deva Shambosha Vajra Kunsel Dudu Drapo Sel So Deso Jingye Lando So Jinan Sangye Barshe
So again, using a similar visualization, visualizing the Guru inseparable from Guru Padmasambhava in the space in front, body huge like a snow mountain. From the Guru's heart, light rays radiate out in 10 directions, purifying all sinning beings of all their sickness, all of their negative karma, all of their afflicted mental states, all of their poverty, all of their obscurations to both liberation and enlightenment. Then you can do that purification meditation for about half the time. And then during the second half of the mantra recitation, you can think that the light rays that radiate out grant all the realization with the mantra recitation. All sinning beings are enlightened in the aspect of Guru Rinpoche. Om Ahum Benza Guru Pema Siddhi Om. So then at the end, just again, rest in that awareness that all sentient beings are now completely enlightened in the aspect of Guru Rinpoche. and rejoice, thinking how wonderful it is that I've been able to lead all sentient beings to the enlightened state of Guru Rinpoche. Okay, so next, the requesting prayer for the swift fulfillment of wishes and dependence on the great Jetsun Tsongkhapa. Again, bearing in mind that Tsongkhapa is inseparable from our own root guru, who displays any supreme embodiment of the wisdom and compassion of all the victorious ones of the three times, manifesting as a monk wearing the three saffron robes, with spontaneous exalted wisdom Dharmakaya, possessing the five Buddhas. To you, just the most unlike request, please bless me that my wishes be swiftly fulfilled. With the nature of promoted and pure clear light, uninterrupted natural expression of the complete Sammokakaya, great being who unifies body and mind, to you, Jetsun Losang I make request. Please bless me that my wishes be swiftly fulfilled. Displaying an array of manifold Nirmanakaya emanations, appropriate to the limitless living beings, equaling the expanse of space, to you, Jetsun Losang I make request. Please bless me that my wishes be swiftly fulfilled. Through the power of having made a single point of request to you, all the unfortunate natural manifestations that endure in the age, illness, famine, quarreling, epidemic disease, crowds, spirits, interference, and so forth, be pacified. Then, when I request that the excellent collection of conducive conditions increase, please bless me that my wishes be swiftly fulfilled. Having completely cleared away the darkness of ignorance and confusion, and fully developed the illumination of supreme intelligence, virtuous frame who caused the 100-petal lotus and scriptural tradition to bloom, the sun radiating benefit and happiness, to you I make request. Please bless me that my wishes be swiftly fulfilled. Since I and others, the assembly of faithful disciples, have no other Lord of refuge to turn or hope, when we make requests in all these 6 sessions of day and night, please bless us that the Guru's blessings may enter our minds. Also at the end of this life, may I receive glorious Losang Drakpa, along with your retinue, and immediately have a vision of you saying reassuringly, Son, go to the celestial realm of Tushita. Care for me with your compassion, precious Guru. Please bless me that my wishes be swiftly fulfilled. So next, the prayer by all sentient beings, my mothers, who are infinite like space, go for refuge to the precious Guru Buddha. We go for refuge to the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha. We go for refuge to the assembly of Gurus, Yidams, and Dakinis. We go for refuge to the empty clarity of our own minds, the Dharmakaya. All sentient beings, my mothers, who are infinite like space, go for refuge to the precious Guru Buddha. We go for refuge to the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha. We go for refuge to the assembly of Gurus, Yidams, and Dakinis. We go for refuge to the empty clarity of our own minds, the Dharmakaya. All sentient beings, my mothers, who are infinite like space, go for refuge to the precious Guru Buddha. We go for refuge to the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha. We go for refuge to the assembly of Gurus, Yidams, and Dakinis. We go for refuge to the empty clarity of our minds, the Dhammakaya. Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum. So again, a similar visualization, visualizing Guru Avalokiteshvara in the space in front, body huge like a snow mountain. At his heart is a lotus and moon disk, upon which is the syllable Hri. Surrounding that is the mantra Om Mani Padme Hum. Then as we recite the mantra, purifying light rays radiate out in the 10 directions, purifying all the sentient beings of all their sicknesses, all of their negative karma, all their mental afflictions, as well as the obscurations to both liberation and enlightenment. And then for the second half of the mantra recitation, you can visualize light rays radiating out to the 10 directions, granting all the realizations, particularly bodhicitta and the realization of emptiness. And then by the time that we're done with the mantra recitation, all sentient beings are enlightened in the aspect of Guru Avalokiteshvara. Om Mani Padme, Om Mani Padme, Om Mani Padme. Om Mani Padme Hum. The actual prayer on the bottom of page 32. May all the diseases that sadden the minds of sentient beings that result from karma and temporary conditions, such as morons, brahmas, spirits, illnesses, and buddhas, not occur in the realms of the world. May whatever sufferings there are from life-threatening diseases that, like a butcher leading an animal to be slaughtered, separate the body from the mind in a mere instant, not occur in the realms of the world. May all embodied beings be unharmed by acute, chronic, and other epidemic diseases, the mere sounds of whose names terrify beings, as though they had been placed inside the mouth of Yama, the Lord of Death. May all embodied beings be unharmed by 80,000 classes of interferers, 360 evil spirits that harm suddenly,
the 424 diseases and so forth. May whatever sufferings there are due to disturbances of the four elements, depriving the body and mind of every happiness, be totally pacified. And may the body and mind have radiance and power, and be endowed with long life, good health, and well-being. By the compassion of the Gurus and the three jewels, by the power of the King's Dharma.
So next, the Vajra armor protection wheel. So if you have the necessary empowerments and initiations to generate yourself as a deity, then do that first. Otherwise, the rest of you can do this practice on the basis of what we call the front generation, the visualizing the deity in the space in front of us. Om Sabhava Shuddha Sabhadama Sabhava Shuddhoham Toba Nidu pure, everything becomes empty. So we all can meditate a little bit to the best of our ability on the meaning of emptiness. Emptiness means lack of inherent existence, lack of existence from the object's own side. Lack of independent existence. Yet, though things don't exist independently, that doesn't mean they don't exist whatsoever. That would be falling into nihilism. So the conventional world does exist. Conventional phenomena do exist. How? Dependently. Being merely labeled by the mind. I become the very ferocious, dark blue Vajrapani, holding a Vajra and snake lasso. My holy body is complete with the glorious ornaments of the charnel grounds, and I stand with my 2 feet stretched out on a lotus and sun. I abide amidst a blazing transcendental wisdom fire. From my holy body, fire Garudas, iron scorpions, black pigs, wind, fire, and the noxious vapors of poison are emitted like violent winds and hailstorms, destroying all disease, epidemics, spirit harms, and interferers. So bearing that visualization in mind, we recite the mantra. Om Bizabe Om Bhavajare Nimishi Nagananda Dasa Berita Anana Vajana Rajrazo Om Bizabe Om Bhavajare Nimishi Nagananda Dasa Berita Anana Vajana Rajrazo Om Bizabe Om Bhavajare Nimishi Nagananda Dasa Berita Anana Vajana Rajrazo Om Bizabe Om Bhavajare Nimishi Nagananda Dasa Berita Anana Vajana Rajrazo Om Vajra Om Padashavare Pranamashena Nanda Dasari Dahana Vajana Rajrazo Om Vajra Om Padashavare Pranamashena Nanda Dasari Dahana Vajana Rajrazo Om Vajra Om Padashavare Pranamashena Nanda Dasari Dahana Vajana Rajrazo Om Vajra Om Padashavare Pranamashena Nanda Dasari Dahana Vajana Rajrazo Om Vajra Om Padashavare Pranamashena Nanda Dasari Dahana Vajana Rajrazo Om Vajra Om Vajra Pranamashena Nanda Dasari Dahana Vajana Rajrazo Om Vajra Om Vajra Pranamashena Nanda Dasari Dahana Vajana Rajrazo Om Vajra Om Vajra Pranamashena Nanda Dasari Dahana Vajana Rajrazo Om Vajra Om Vajra Pranamashena Nanda Dasari Dahana Vajana Rajrazo Om Vajra Om Vajra Pranamashena Nanda Dasari Dahana Vajana Rajrazo Om Vajra Om Vajra Pranamashena Nanda Dasari Dahana Vajana Rajrazo
Om Jabe Om Jabe Namaste Nagananda Dasarita Anarajana Om Jabe Om Jabe Namaste Nagananda Om Jabe Om Jabe Namaste Nagananda Dasarita Anarajana 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 Om Jabe Om Jabe Namaste Nagananda Dasarita Anarajana
Soha. So after the mantra recitation, you can blow onto water, you can blow onto ointments, medicinal creams, even butter. And then also blow into your nostrils, like that. And so now at the conclusion of the session, think that all disease and spirit harms are totally destroyed. Then abide for a while in the state of meditation on the actual mode of existence, the emptiness of inherent existence, beyond what is to be protected and what protects. So here it's important not only to think that the disease and spirit harms are destroyed, but their causes, means negative karma, are also completely purified. And since the disease, since negative karma, since the obscurations to both liberation and enlightenment lack inherent existence, that means they can be purified. They lack inherent existence means they depend on other factors, other phenomena for their existence. And therefore, if the factors upon which they depend change, they too can change. Therefore, purification is possible. So then, while empty, one arises again as the deity's holy body. Then the dedications on page, 39, 40. Due to all the roots of virtue accumulated in 3 times by myself, all sentient beings and all the Buddhas, through any being remembering or touching me, may I fulfill all the hopes of transmigrating beings perfectly and completely, just like a wish-fulfilling jewel or wish-fulfilling tree. May all the negative karmas and obscurations accumulated since the beginning of births be instantly and completely purified. May the mind of enlightenment that cherishes others more than oneself be generated in one's mental continuum, having easily generated the great seal of clear light in their minds, may they quickly achieve the state of highest complete enlightenment. In short, by pleasing the holy virtuous master, the activities of much listening that brings to completion the realization of Muni's intent, may spread the teachings of the victorious ones in 10 directions. So now the extensive dedication prayers. O Janju Sanjo Rinpoche, Magyo Paran Gyogyo Gyawa Nyamba Mebayam Gwanem Gondo Gawaisho. Samsara and Nirvana lack the illumination of inherent existence and cause and effect independent arising karmic train. I seek your blessings to discern the meaning of Nagarjuna's thought, that they still are mutually complementary and not contradictory. May the precious realization of the 2 stages not yet born arise. May that arisen not decline, but increase more and more. Due to all the past, present, and future merits collected by me, numberless Buddhas and numberless sentient beings, may all wars, sickness, famine, and economic problems in the world, and all the dangers of earth, water, fire, and wind be pacified immediately, and may perfect peace and happiness prevail in everyone's hearts and lives. By their genuine loving kindness, compassion, and bodhicitta, may the Buddha Dharma last for a long time, and may sentient beings in this world meet the Buddha Dharma, achieve enlightenment as quickly as possible. Determined to obtain the greatest possible benefit from all sentient beings, or more precious and wish-fulfilling jewel, I shall hold them most dear at all times. May I, who am completely empty of existing from my own side, achieve this state of full enlightenment, which is completely empty of existing from its own side.
and lead all sentient beings who are completely empty of existing from their own side, to that state which is completely empty of existing from its own side, and myself alone, who is completely empty of existing from its own side.
Jamba Bawo
Jina Gyambadan, Gyoje Sambo Deyam Deshinde, Deda Kwigyo Joso Dolojo, Gyawa Deda Tanjera Tu, Shebe Gyawa Tanjegyu, Gowa Gala Jodo Mabade, Dagi Gyawa Sawa De Kwigyon, Sambo Jujira Tu Kowai.
Page 46. Long life prayer for the Supreme Guru in the world. Jiten Kambe Pende Maluba Kale Jule Sambe Yishyo Karinzo Zodezo Tojelundrusho. Then for Kyabje, Lama Zopa Rinpoche. Through illuminating all, your appearance dispels the darkness.
Your clear mind knows the 84,000 heaps of Dharma, the power that remedies the 84,000 delusions. Your proclaiming dependent arising itself is victorious in battle with the Mars. I worship the supremely kind, great Vajra Dharma my crown. Clarifying the scriptures and realizations, the teachings of the Muni, you spread and eliminate those teachings that wherever they have not spread in the world. Having become an actual son of the conquerors, you bear hard hearts with patience. In your continuous realization of perfection, wisdom, subtle dependent arising, precious jewel, Lord, possessing love and compassion, liberates upon seeing, treasure of mastery of all risings and contemplative the scriptures, supremely great among the great, fully comprehending and clarifying the meaning of emptiness and compassion. You guide all beings in the path to liberation, perfectly qualified spiritual friend, my Guru. Please remain forever. She who protects from the fears of 3 times Adayatara. Please increase the lifespan and activities of the beings who preserve the holy Dharma, and always without separation.
So we also dedicate all the merits accumulated over 3 times by ourselves, as well as the numberless Buddhas and numberless sentient beings, for all those beings who have recently died, including those who have died from the COVID-19 virus, but more generally, all those beings who are now in the bardo. May they be guided to a pure land of the Buddha where they can achieve enlightenment. Otherwise, may they attain a perfect human rebirth, meet with a perfectly qualified Mahayana virtuous friends, practice the Mahayana Dharma, attain all the realizations, including bodhicitta and the correct realization of emptiness, and achieve enlightenment in their very next lifetime. Then we also dedicate all the merits accumulated over 3 times by ourselves, the numberless Buddhas, numberless sentient beings, for all those beings who are sick. Of course, those sick with the coronavirus, but also more generally, all sentient beings who are sick. May they quickly be freed in this very instant from all of their ailments. And then having fully recovered, may they live the most meaningful life by practicing the Mahayana Dharma and by attaining the realizations of bodhicitta and the correct view of emptiness, may they achieve enlightenment in this very lifetime. Then also, we dedicate the 3 times merits accumulated by ourselves, the numberless sentient beings, numberless Buddhas, that all the economic problems in the world, all those beings who are facing poverty, without food, without shelter, without medicine. Not only this, but in all the world systems of the 10 directions, may all these beings receive all the required conditions, everything they need, including enough food, medicine, wealth. Yet let these conducive conditions never become a source to develop attachment. But then, having all the required requisites to life, may they practice the holy Dharma and achieve enlightenment in this very lifetime. Okay, so thank you very much. We're taking a quick break here because we're going to meet in 1 hour and 43 minutes. And we're going to have a Lama Chupa soap offering. So please look on the Choe Khor Sum Ling website, or sorry, the YouTube page, because there is the Lama Chupa book if you have not yet downloaded it and you don't have it memorized. And then those of you who are familiar with the practice, who maybe have this practice as a commitment, you can set up soak offerings in the comfort of your own home on your altar, and also set up the bala and mandana. We will set up an altar here, and then we will do the soap offering together. So thank you very much, and we'll see you in a little bit. Namaste.
Namaste.